everybody. Welcome into Let's Talk Kentucky. I'm your host and moderator, Sherelle Roberts. And we're here with the Let's Talk team. It's Lisa, hi, Kim Dixon, and Susan Mills. Hey, everybody.
Hey, Sherelle.
Happy Monday. It's Derby week, guys.
Can you believe it?
Can you believe that we
Finally.
are already here? I know. I feel like it was like the turn of the year and we were like, oh, Derby's 5 months away. Now it's like 5 minutes away. Like, woo-wee. Okay, so obviously it's going to be at Churchill Downs coming up, and the festivities have already started. There's Derby festivals. Over the weekend, I actually went to Louisville for a Derby gospel thing, which was really, really cool. So all week, but everybody can't go to Louisville, right? So at Keeneland, there are going to be all kinds of things for folks to do, and so you can head over there. Have you guys ever done Derby at Keeneland?
I have.
I did the Oaks at Keeneland once.
I have not yet. I have not done that yet.
It's fun. It's
Is it?
fun. Yeah, in the paddock area, people can bring their chairs and picnic blankets and stuff, but you have to get there early to reserve your space.
Okay, good to know.
That's right, Susan, because it's free.
Yes.
The whole, like, parking
Is
is
it
free.
really?
And I'm not sure if tickets are free. I don't want to fib to y'all on that. Go to the website and check that out. But parking is free. Normally you have to pay.
That's right. Betting
Yeah.
is not free.
Betting is not free.
No.
If you just do it in your mind, like, and you know me, I'm like, I want the horse that's wearing the purple. Like, you know what I mean? It just.
Do you go up to the ticket booth afterwards and you're like, in my mind, I picked that winner. I get my money now.
I always win those races.
I
though.
know, exactly.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, you always win those races.
Yeah, the ones I pick in my
The
mind.
ones in your mind, exactly. So funny. So we'll be talking about Derby all week, and I'm hoping we can get somebody on to do a little mint julep recipe. We might just get Lisa to do it.
Yes,
Okay.
We'll see.
Volunteered me. I'm okay.
Also, something really, really cool, Blue Sprig, which is an organization that provides resources, awareness, therapy, outreach for folks who are on the autism spectrum, just got a new location. So their new location is on Fortune Drive, and they're calling this a resource center. So this resource center opened on Saturday, so over the weekend. And Susan says that they do some pretty good work over there.
They do. We have some amazing autism resources here in Lexington. Blue Sprig is one of them. They do a type of behavior called applied behavioral analysis, and that is a proven therapy resource for those on the spectrum. Alex went through ABA, what it's shortened for, with amazing results. So I think they outgrew the location where they were right off of Henry Clay Boulevard, and now they're at Fortune. So an increased space means more people can be served. So this is a really good thing.
It is. And Jack went through ABA therapy as well. And I'll tell you, it's very personalized to their needs. And especially as a child is growing too, their needs change. And so they're able to be very flexible and adaptive to it. It's a great thing.
It is.
I think it's so good, and we were talking about this last week because Kimberly, we're coming up on the end of Autism Acceptance Month, but how we're in a city that has, I don't want to say an abundance of resources because you can always have more, but a good number of resources. Some places don't have anything.
That's true. We are privileged, I would say, to have autism resources, but there are a lot of people in the state that do not. So even though we have an abundance of resources here, we have people coming from other parts of Kentucky here. So there are still long waiting lists for therapy services and even diagnosis.
That's a really good point, Susan. Thank you. I hadn't thought about that. I think that's always top of mind for me, like with gynecologists, because we have such a OBGYN shortage. But I didn't consider that. And you think, gosh, we probably already have so many people that are on the spectrum here in Lexington, and then trying to serve all those people in the major metropolitan area. That's something.
Yeah, it is.
That really, really is. Oh my goodness. So very glad that they've opened that new location. And then finally, I don't know how I feel about this. It's not good. I haven't pinpointed the exact feeling though. So according to the Kentucky Department of Education's annual safety statistics report, there was a 99.7% increase. That's almost 100. 99.7% increase in reports of deadly weapons on campus from 5 years ago. So this state agency charged with analyzing this data says, that it's increasing. And there were 11 reports of a possession of a gun on school property in Fayette schools from 2022 to March 2024. Kids are bringing deadly weapons to school.
It makes my heart sink deeply because, I mean, but you know what? This is what they're seeing on TV. They're seeing the shootings at school. They're afraid. Some of them are acting out and being aggressive, with thoughts in their mind. And and the parent supervision, it just isn't there all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that, and this is from elementary school age
It's K through
to
12.
high school, K through 12. And I think data is great, but I'm interested in what they're going to do with the data because it's null and void if we just sit there and look at it and talk about it. I want to see action taking place.
You're exactly right. And I feel like we've been having this conversation all year, from the young man who took the gun to school, took a picture with it, it was on social media.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of took the lid off. It's like we were paying attention, but we weren't paying attention. And then we have the interviews with the young folks who were saying that they felt like the metal detectors were just for show.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
So, I mean, you're right, Susan. What are they going to do about it? So this is really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to know.
Yeah. Okay, everybody. Whew, we are going to go in. That was a depressing. We're going to head into the break. Coming up after the break. Have you ever had a conversation with somebody and no matter what you're talking about, it always ends up being about them? Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Talk Kentucky. It is time for the Countdown Conversation. This is the part of the show where we discuss as many topics as we can in 6 minutes. Sometimes we make it, most times we don't. All right, here we go. So first up, turnabout. Have you ever had a conversation with somebody, either a man or a woman, no matter what you're talking about, by the time the conversation is over, you end up talking about them? What is this? Or it ends up being about them. Kim.
I got an example of this. You know, it can be a really tough time when you have a parent pass away. And people, for me, wanted to come up to me and say, you know, Kim, I understand what you're going through. I understand what you're going through. And when my parent did this, this is what happened. And then for 20 minutes, they go on about that. So being a good listener, the key word there is listen. Let's put the listen back in listener.
That's a good point.
Well, I remember when Doug, being married is so new, and having conversations, and I always, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I feel like, Doug, this isn't about you, this is about me. But the best one was when when I was gaining weight with my pregnancy. He was not going to be outdone. He was gaining weight with me and more during my entire pregnancy. Ended up gaining just as much as I did. And I was like, Doug, this was my pregnancy. It's about my weight gain.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
He literally said, hold my beer.
Yeah, I will not be outdone by a baby.
I have definitely been around some narcissists before, but I think there's a fine line between having someone to you're trying to relate to someone, you're trying to be empathetic with someone. There's a really fine line. Death is a tricky situation. You can't completely understand what that person is going through. So it depends on the subject, but I just always say, be a good listener first, and then be a good friend too. So.
Yeah, and I think you gotta, sometimes when you're having a conversation with somebody, wait for them to be like, well, what do you think?
Yeah.
Wait for the what do you think before you start giving the what do you think, I think that could be very helpful. Lisa, that pregnancy story, that is going down in the record books though. Okay, everybody, this was a great one, came from one of our producers in the newsroom, Mason King. He says, what's something that you either regret doing when you were younger or something you regret not doing when you were younger? Oh man, oh man.
I know something. So when I was little, so I come from a musical family, and in first grade, we had just moved to a new city, we had a new house, and so my parents put me in violin lessons. And there was too much newness going
Right,
on,
that's
and I wanted to quit. And so, and my parents allowed me to. I just, because it was like tears. But I've picked up other musical instruments along the way. But I really do regret not sticking with violin a little longer.
Yeah.
I totally get that regret because I dropped out of ballet and then I wanted to do gymnastics and my mom was like, no, you already quit ballet. And I was like, but I wanted to do gymnastics.
Those are different.
That's huge. Kim, Lisa, do you have a regret?
When I was younger, I could not move away for college. I was too shy to move. I know, believe it or not, I was really shy 20, 30, 80 years, I don't know, but it was a long time ago. And I was really, really shy, and I was afraid to move out to go to college. And then I got an opportunity to move to Dayton, I think it was, to do theater. And I turned it down because I was too nervous to leave. And I wish that I had done that. I just wish it had happened.
I'm still stuck
Yeah.
on the fact that you were shy.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You know, I would say with me, I mean, there's a lot of things, quite honestly. But the one thing that sticks with me is that I wish I would have pushed harder to get into dance and do tap dancing and performance when I was little. I could, my mom said I couldn't because it was my dad's ex-wife that was the teacher. And so she wasn't real comfortable with me going over there. So, but if I would have pushed her harder, I think she would have given in. and let
And
me
Lisa,
do it.
you would have been getting tap lessons and a little tea too. You would have been little tap, little tea, little tea, little tap.
Tell you about your dad.
Exactly, you know? Oh my God.
Wow.
So you guys are really making me dig deep. I'm like, well, I didn't want this to be serious, but now I think it's serious. Ooh,
Come on, Cheryl.
I didn't want this to be personal today. But I regret, I moved to a city because one of my romantic interests was in that city. I moved there with the promise of like us working it out and it being a thing. And I think we lasted for like 2 months.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And so how long did you end up staying in the city?
2 months?
I'm still here.
I knew it. I knew
Oh
it.
my gosh.
I knew it.
Well,
So listen, God worked it out.
yes, he did.
That's right.
Yes, he
Listen,
did.
he had a plan.
We
He
wouldn't
worked
have
it
you
out.
today.
But I was supposed. Okay. So if I can give any advice, don't do that. If you're not engaged, do not move. Or maybe you'll get a TV show and everything will be fine. I don't know.
There's your lesson, right there.
Oh Lord, it's time for a commercial break. I'm just gonna throw these 19 seconds away. I can't even do it. All right, everybody, stay with us. Coming up after the break, we'll help somebody else with their relationship problems in Dear LTK. Hey y'all, welcome back to Let's Talk Kentucky. Okay, so we like to help out our viewers who are men by answering a question for them. And today we have a really good one in Dear LTK. I don't even know the answer to this question. Here it is. Dear LTK, why do women wear super high heels and then complain all night about their feet hurting? This is such a good question.
It is.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Why do we do this to ourselves?
We do it because and I'm not going to blame the men for
Okay.
portraying that we should wear high heels. I'm going to blame us because we like the way we look in high heels with dresses. We just like it.
Yeah.
Do we like wearing them for that long?
No, absolutely not. But I think the part of his question is why do you wear them and then complain the whole night?
Well,
yeah.
we
That's
didn't know.
legitimate.
Yeah, I mean it is, but sometimes we don't know that it's going to start hurting after so long, you know? Sometimes we've only worn them to church and back, you know, and then all of a sudden we're out for 5 or 6 hours in our high heels and you start hurting really bad.
They call that car to bar shoes.
Yes.
Car to bar.
Oh, that's-
You wear them, you've got them in the car, then you toddle into the bar, then you
Yes.
sit back down. But it could be a
Yes.
restaurant too, you sit back down.
true.
And then you get up and whoever you're with goes and
Yes.
gets the car and pulls around to the side.
Right.
That's so funny. Car to bar.
Car to bar.
I just call them my just for show shoes. Like when I went, like so the gospel festival that I went to Louisville. Now, honey, I had to be cute because you know, we're in a new city. You never know, right? And
yeah,
so I have a little outfit, had my shoes, but I wore flip flops to the door. And then when I got there, why do we complain? Like we know what we were getting into, so why should they have to hear about it? This is a good.
a
Well,
good
I
point.
tell you what, though, I have secured my man. I am in a great relationship. I'm about 1 year away from getting me a good pair of Dr. Scholl's. And just saying, the heck with it.
Seriously.
It's not worth it.
I know.
I've got
We live and
orthopedic
we
shoes
learn.
in the mail.
Do you?
I have orthopedic shoes in the mail. Yeah, they're meant for my bunion.
Let me know how it goes.
I find some high heels that are more comfortable, like wedges. Wedges tend to be a little bit more comfortable. Platform shoes, actually, as high as they look, they're actually more comfortable because the arch isn't as high in a lot of those.
So you know what I think is so funny, and this is why this poor guy is so confused, because we've answered every question except for the question he asked.
ADHD.
We
which
don't
is
know.
why, and I think the answer is sometimes we just want somebody to know that we're uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
We don't want to be miserable alone. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, and we need to sit down. Find us a table. We need to
Also
sit
that.
Yeah, very good
That's
point.
good. That's
Yeah.
It's really a cry for help.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Yeah, that's a really good.
It's a subtext for something else. Got to dig a little deeper for the truth.
No.
They might dig
For the
too
true
deep,
cause
though.
of that.
I gotta lose these shoes.
No,
you know, I mean,
My feet are hurting.
No, that is. Please help me. That's really a good point. And then the other part of his question, I did not put it in here because I was embarrassed. But since we're already telling all of our business today, we might as well. He said, "Why do you wear them when you know you could fall down too?" And I did that. Oh yeah, this one day I gave the people an outfit. Let me tell you, I gave the people an outfit, and then the shoes. I think they were 6-inch heels with platforms. And I got to the front step. And I broke my ankle and my leg in 3 places.
oh, nice.
Yes. Yeah.
That shoe didn't look so cute you had to wear afterwards.
I just look at them. I literally just look at them. I couldn't throw them away, but I just look at them sometimes and think that was it.
Oh,
So
Lord.
Not
yeah,
worth it.
that's why we don't do it.
So, I've not done that before.
Nope,
but-
I haven't either.
Lord, I'm getting hot just talking about it again. Mercy sakes. All right, well, that, sir, I hope we answered your. We tried.
No, we didn't.
Kim goes. We never help anybody. I think
No,
we just make people laugh. So, all right. Hope you guys enjoy that.
it's worth it.
All right, everybody, stay with us. Coming up after the break. Do you need a derby hat? No worries. We got something for you. Okay, everybody, it's Derby week. That means you got to get your outfits together, right? And the big thing for the ladies is you have to get a derby hat. These are hard to come by now. Like, if you've waited this long, you've waited too late. But don't worry, Panera has a solution. Take a look at this. They are selling bread hats.
Oh
you
my
can
gosh.
get a bread hat with ostrich feathers at Panera. Get this for the low price of $21.
Sold. I love it.
You can go on thepanerashop.com and get the bread. And when we were talking about it earlier, one of the Gen Zers said, "Can you eat cheese out of it?" And I was like,
Get a cheese dip going in there.
I suppose you could, you know.
Oh, it'd be great during Derby, though. You got a little snack you can snack on along the way.
Yeah.
I love
But
it.
that's part of the problem is that there's going to be pigeons.
Oh, and they'll land on your head.
You'll end up with just a little crouton on your head.
And some poo-poo.
Maybe, oh God, maybe that's why they put the feathers on it to be a deterrent to birds. Like that.
I don't think it's what it is.
Like, see what happened to the bird that tried to eat this? Like, it ended up in the hat. I don't know.
Oh, no.
All right, so oh God, if the Panera hat is not your thing, let's tell you about our woman we're talking about today. She has the nickname, the Hat Doctor. And you may have seen her work on Instagram or on all kinds of places. Really, really cool. So her name is Ilana Kogan, and she actually went to medical school, like to be a doctor. And she fell in love with Louisville and Derby fashion. And so she began to make hats for herself and her friends. And she just started to sell them to pay for her student loans, because medical school, hello.
Yeah.
And so after she graduated and completed her residency, she continued the business to chip away at the debt. And this woman, I mean, the hats that she makes, you see her all around the internet, all around the world. Like people in England, all kinds of folks get her hats.
That is incredible. What a great way to pay off your loans, too. I mean, she had a passion for it, and boom, there it is.
That's awesome.
Millinery. That's the work of making hats. Millinery. She's a milliner.
Ooh.
Milliner. Millinary.
A medical.
Milliner.
A medical millinery milliner.
Medical
Say that 3 times fast. Exactly.
Cool.
So congratulations to Ilana. You are Dr. Ilana. You are a woman worth talking about.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Good job.
Okay, everybody. So not only is it Derby week, but it's our birthday week. Let's Talk Kentucky turns 1 on May 1st. Our birthday show is going to be a blast. We have something really awesome for you. But we have a birthday wish. Go on our Instagram at Let's Talk KY and like us. We are 10 away from 1,000 followers. We want that for our birthday.
Yes, yes.
Go follow us. Everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow.